Okay, here we go. Go live. G'day Owen, how's it going? Hopefully this time round, second round usually does better than the first round when I do these live streams. I really need to learn OBS. That's one thing. Or get some. I might actually have to ask one of my streaming friends who can teach me how this OBS stuff works anyway, because they use it for the Twitch and I'm not into Twitch anyway. So, and I'm sorry running a little bit late. I was just busy watching someone else's live stream. Forgot I've got my live stream. G'day Patrick, it's good to see you on. How are you doing? Now, for this live stream, what I was thinking about was actually talk about this topic here. So I've been having a little play and actually playing around with this Lenovo X1 Nano for few days now and just having a good feel of this laptop here, and I just want to give you my thoughts of this laptop, as I've got a few messages through my Instagram for asking about how this laptop is and what I feel about this laptop. Overall, I think this laptop is not bad. It's one thing it's light. That's one thing for sure. This thing is light, under like 1 kilo. I don't think anything really that much beats this one here in terms of weightless, especially with being a clamshell version as well too. I know the Surface can go underneath 1 kilo, same with the detachables, but that's without the keyboard. So these ones, when you add the keyboard, it goes over 1 kilo anyway. So this is still under 1 kilo. So nothing really touches this sort of market here. Now, as for terms of having a feel, so this live stream, I'm just going to give you a bit of thoughts on before I do the proper review videos, but this is just my thoughts for those who are currently in the market for one of these at the moment. So one of the things I kind of like about it is, of course, the weight. What I don't like about it is the ports. This has the same problem, and one of the things, lighter than the LG, yes, lighter than the LG, and also lighter than the Fujitsu. Wow, that was really light. Now, the Fujitsu was very close to this one here that I did, which is the 7330U or something like that. And that one was very close to this 1 kilo here. Now, that one had a bit of difference though. That one was really, really flimsy. Like, talking about the lid was like, you can just wobble it and you can see the actual waves coming through the LCD screen. They made it really, really light, but they sacrificed a lot of durability. This one hasn't sacrificed that much in durability. So this is your typical ThinkPad durability, which is really good in that sort of sense. LG gram. I want to have a look at the LG gram. I'm going to try and see if I can find an LG. I think I might have an LG supply, so I might be able to help me out on that one there to see if I can get an LG gram, because I would love to have a play with that one as well too. Now, as I said before, the other one I've played that's would be in the market for one of these is also the Dell XPS 13, which is the new Dell XPS 13, which runs also the 11th gen core as well. Now, I'm just put this one down anyway, so I want to think. So one of the other things about the 11th gen core is that, of course, some people do need the Intel because their organization, because these are usually corporate computers anyway. So organizations will have either vPro already built into their infrastructure, so they need those Intel rather than AMD as well. So one of the things that I found that I'm going to compare the XPS 13. The XPS 13 really is its competitor, and I find both don't have those ports, which is really annoying there. So I was thinking about out of the box and went, can this also beat the Lenovo X1 Carbon that I really love? Now, there are, of course, now at the moment, they still sell the 7th gen. I don't know why they still sell the 7th gen anyway. So between the 8th gen and the 9th gen of the X1 Carbon, the X1 Carbon 9th gen is more close to this Nano because it's got that 16:10 aspect ratio for display. Now, also while I'm playing this is also the sound quality of this on the speakers on the X1 Nano. They're closer to what I would be saying about the X13s, the Lenovo ThinkPad X13s, or the X1 Yogas. They're not at the same level at the Carbons. So that's one of the things. So of course we don't have the ports. So I actually brought a bit of a list here to have a bit of a comparison on things for those who are currently in the market. Now, it really does come down to price, and I was thinking about, could this knock off the X1 Carbon off its kingpin? You know, I love the X1 Carbon, that's the reason why. And in the end, I think the ports is what kills me, not having the HDMI port. Now, and that's because this computer really is for presentation, so you'll be taking this computer to your video conferencing rooms or lecture theaters or whatever you want to take it to anyway. So this is well, a business computer that goes to meetings. So I think having the HDMI port is extremely important when you're putting to the projector for it. So, and I can see they can't really fit a HDMI port because it's that thin. It would have been nice if they just made it a little bit more thicker just to get that HDMI port. To then it could be really business-like. So really, you're carrying an adapter there. So when you're carrying an adapter, you really got to add that adapter to what you're carrying to this. So really, then this doesn't become sub 1 kilo really after that, because you're carrying an adapter. So the other thing is I'm thinking about is having the X1 Carbon, coming back to the X1 Carbon. That is only like an extra 100 grams, which is about adapter anyway, but at least you've got everything built in. You don't have to carry that adapter, and it has the USB-A ports as well too, and also you can plug that into a lot of the better mechanical docks, because you'll have the mechanical CS port there for the Lenovo. So that's a little bit nicer there. And also with the X1 Carbons have better audio as well. So I think that's better than these ones here. And the keyboard, it is very similar, but it's a little bit more clicky, and it's not as hasn't got as much key travel as the X1 Carbon. So in the end, I think, and I'm gonna bring it out, and I did a quick research, and I've got a piece of paper here to write to audio. It really comes down to price as well too. So I'm just gonna, sorry, if I'm gonna read this thing, I'm gonna try and put this in front of me. So I'm gonna put it to the screen in front of me. So with the X1 Carbon 8th generation, I checked out the price, so I'm going to go off like something like an i7 with 16 gigs RAM and 512 gig hard drive, and then we've got a touchscreen, full HD touchscreen anyway, with about 400 nits of brightness anyway. So that kind of gives you what kind of specs I'm looking at to compare it with. So with the 8th generation X1 Carbon, which I don't know why they can still, and it's got an aspect ratio of 16:9, so it's not in the same league, and it is a little bit cheaper than the 9th gen of X1 Carbon. So the 8th gen, you're looking in Australian dollars around about $2,630. In USD, it's around about two grand anyway. So in the 9th gen, in the X1 Carbon Gen 9, you're looking around about, and at the moment it's on price special, so I'll do it without the price special. So you're looking about $2,850, so about $200 more than the 8th gen, but at the moment they are on, I see on the Lenovo X site, they've got those financial sales at the moment, and is about $2,550. So that's about close to about $300 off at the moment if you buy one now. The problem is about shipping, of course. So now in US dollars, it's around about 2 grand as well too after the discount anyway. So 8th gen and 9th gen, practically the same. Let's call it the same, or sometimes even cheaper than 8th gen in a way. So, and now let's have a look at the Nano price. The Nano price, I don't see this one coming down at all. So in Australian dollars, you're looking at about $3,600. So you're looking at a whopping close to about $1,000 more for I don't know. Would you? I know the 9th gen's got 11th gen as 11th gen Intel core as well too, whereas the Gen 8 of the X1 Carbon, that's a 10th gen. Now, if 8th gen, depending on what price you can get, because some suppliers are trying to get rid of the 8th gen Lenovo X1 Carbons. So if you can get, for me, I'm thinking is, if you can get an 8th gen X1 Carbon for $300 less, or $300 to $400 less than the 9th gen of X1 Carbon, then that's worth buying. But if it's not that much difference, like $200 difference or $100 difference, just go with the 9th gen, wait it out, because the 11th gen Intel core is way better than the 10th gen Intel core, especially the graphics wise as well too. Plus it's also cooler and runs a lot faster as well too. So overall, generally, you're getting a lot better computer And if it's, I'm thinking the price difference that's worth it is around about anywhere between $400 to $300 savings. If you can afford the extra, go for the 9th gen anyway. Now, with the Nano, as you see, Patrick, yeah, exactly right. 3,600 is quite expensive for that. So a grand more for X1 Carbon compared to X1 Carbon, and only like what 100 grams less. Ooh, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm still going with the X1 Carbon, so I can't say this could knock off, and that's because Lenovo really needs to bring back the pricing down of this one here. I know they got this on its U-Blue flagship thing, but it's at least bring down the price to be a bit more respectable, because I still find the X1 Carbon Gen 9 way better than that as well too. So that's my thoughts. Now the other thing I take in consideration is the Dell XPS, Dell XPS 13. Now the price of Dell XPS 13 with very similar specs, you're looking at around about 2,200 in Australian dollars. So that is still cheaper than the X1 Carbon. But it's a lot cheaper than the Nano, of course. So if you had to choose between the Dell XPS and the Nano, I'll definitely go with the XPS. It's not that much difference. It does have a bit of thermal throttling, but and I haven't really run this one fully to its test, but for the thermal throttling. But I think this one will do pretty well, better than the XPS, but still. For more than is it now $1,200 or $1,400 more is a bit too much. I don't think even thermal throttling can help to save that amount of money anyway. So I think, Patrick, let's have a look at even the lower spec 26 Carbon is much better. Yeah, exactly. I think the Carbon, X1 Carbon is a better value in terms for the Nano there. G'day Azara, how are you doing? So for me, I think if the Dell XPS would be better priced than the Nano if you're looking at a 13-inch, because they're both 13-inch. But if you can go for 14-inch, save a little bit of money, get more ports, I think the X1 Carbon 9th Gen is still way better in terms of that. Now, I'm also going to throw in another thing into the loop. I'll better give you the price for the Dell XPS 13 for the US pricing, because people might want to actually know what this is. The US pricing of the Nano is around about, well, that's actually crazy. I think they've got that one on special at the moment, but at the moment, normally it's around about 3,700 in USD. But at the moment they got it on special for about 2,230, so it's very similar in price, a little bit more price, just only a little bit more than the X1 Carbon 9th Gen on the Lenovo US side anyway. So just to let you know, so that not that much difference, but I still think the X1 Carbon is better value and price and overall generally anyway as well too. Now I'm going to bring in the Dell US pricing for those who are in US, and that is it is $1,450, so $1,450. So you're looking still a massive saving on the Dell XPS compared to even the Nano or even the Carbon in a way. So I think overall, if you really want the price difference, go with the Dell XPS. It's just better price, and you probably get more shipping as well. We want to get as bad shipping, because I think at the moment Dell's is shipping really well for that. So, but if I had to compare the XPS Carbon to the the Lenovo X1 Carbon 9th Gen compared to the XPS 13, I still like the X1 Carbon better. I still like the X1. I'm willing to pay that extra couple $100 more for the X1 Carbon. Has just better speakers and just generally better overall. I just find it better. So I think that's great. Just to let you know. Now I'm going to throw another thing into loop before I get into the MacBook Pro and the MacBook Air very soon anyway. So before I get to that, I'll just have a quick read of Patrick's one, which is 14-inch T14 Gen 2 every day of the week. Yep, that is great. The problem about the T14 is it's not real. You can compare it, but it's also standardized computer that's actually around about I think it's 1.46 kilos or 1.5 kilos. So it's a lot heavier, that's for sure. And there's also the display is not a 16 by 10 as well too. So and the speakers are average. Let's call it a little bit above average, but average. So it's not really in the same league as well too. And I think the Gen 2, oh yeah, the Gen 2 11th gen. I haven't got one in yet, but I'll find out anyway for that one there. Now I'm also going to throw. I might as well answer this question before I throw in the fourth computer in to have a look at. How does this compare to spec with the Apple MacBook Air and MacBook Pro M1? Okay, now there have been performance-wise, and it really comes down to performance-wise. If you have native apps that works on the M1 chip, fantastic. Rosetta for the translation software for those apps that don't have. So I have a lot of issues, and that's my problem. I don't really recommend the M1 unless you have apps that are native to M1 at the moment, because it's going to take a fair number of even months or years for developers to actually catch up with the M1. At the moment, there's a lot of issues with software, and I've been dealing with that every day for the M1 chips anyway, and especially with even docking stations as well too. That's just a hellhole for it. So I know at the moment these ones here are like running Intel 11th gen, and if you compare the 11th gen with the M1 chip in terms of just pure performance wise, because those are running the U series 11th gen, they are a little bit lacking behind, and so the M1s are way better there. As for the H series M1, H series Intel cores, I've been told they're actually probably a little bit better than the M1s for that one there. I have heard some and seen some few numbers crunching for it. So that's one's there, but we're not really talking about the Tiger Lake H series anyway, because these are the U series anyway. So in terms of performance, now also the one thing I can tell you that the M1 does have better battery life than this thing here. That's quite simple as that. I'm not going to hide that fact there. The M1s are great for battery life. If you're just using for office productivity work, that sort of things there, Apple's fine if you want the life. It has good display, I can't say that, and also they do run quite cool because they don't really need a fan anyway. There is a fan in the Pro, but it doesn't really do that much besides longevity works anyway. So yeah, really, I personally, for me, also the audio is fantastic in the MacBook and the MacBook Air. What I would say is it all determines on your software. If your software runs natively on Apple M1, then go for the MacBook. If not, then I will definitely still look into the X1 Carbons anyway for you. So I hope that answers your question there, Omar. Now, the other thing I'm going to talk about is, also before I go through it, X1 Carbon Gen 9 also has free on-site warranty. Nano has only 1 year. Actually, no, you can get, at the moment, probably on the website it's 1 year, but I know you can also still get Premiere of 4 years on this as well too. It depends if you're corporate or not. I've got 4 years on this. Actually, no, did I get 4 years or get 5 years? I've got 5 years on this one here too, on-site warranty as well. It depends on your supplier as well, but Lenovo do give you that option. I think you might have to give them a ring, Patrick, so I should tell you that. But I know the website's probably just 1 year anyway, so for me, I've just gone through supplier to get Lenovo to spec that up with 5 years anyway for you on site, just to let you know. Now, the other thing I will throw into the loop, remember the Asus Flow X13 that I did review on? That one is also a 13-inch. That one's a little bit thicker. It's more closer to the X1 Carbon. Its weight-wise is not bad. It's around about 1.26, I think, so only a little bit heavier than the X1 Carbon. That one there, I would just tell you quickly the price of that one there. So the price here in Australia was around about 2,000, and I'm going to do without the external graphics at the moment. So the price on that one is around about $2,800. Now this is from Harvey Norman. I think you can probably get a little bit cheaper from elsewhere. That's not Harvey Norman way, but we'll go off the RSPP. For US pricing, you're looking at about $1,500 for US pricing for the Asus one. Now that Asus one is also a 2-in-1, has all the ports. It is running an AMD system there, and it runs, which is faster than any of these computers here. And also it has was a GTX 1650 dedicated graphics there as well too. So for me, I think that's the king. If you're really, and the thing is, also depends if you can have your company support, Asus or not. If they can't, then you're limited. If you're only limited to either those other major brands, that's not a gaming, because that is a gaming computer. So some IT departments do not like it, but I would, if you could buy any of those two, I will go with the Asus, no problems at all. And you can add more adapters for it as well too. You can get that RTX 3070 or 3080 unit. So for me, that Asus wins. That is so far to me at the moment is the laptop of the year, because it's also a 2-in-1 as well too. So at around about 1.6, which is about 100 grams more, you're getting a 2-in-1, plus it has a built-in graphics, and it's just way better, faster as well too than all of them combined in a way too. So for me, that one's a way better computer there. But I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. If would you guys used to get a gaming computer as a business computer? I know you look funny. The good thing about the Asus Asus Flow X13, it doesn't have RGB, it's just white lights. Well, that's kind of about same as a business computer. But the one thing it does lack in is the speakers. The speakers are pretty meh on that one there. So, but for everything else, I think I can sacrifice a bit of speakers just for a way better power and better functionality that you can actually add it onto it anyway. So yeah, what do you think of the new Asus 2021 laptops announced? Velcro and Travel Mate. Now here it is, the one thing, I have never touched Acer computer for good 8 years. Twilight, and thanks for joining me. Now I'm going to be honest with you, something's happening in the works for Acer. Something very good is happening, right? So I will be looking to that in the future. I'm just getting that connection going at the moment. So I will tell you a little bit more when I actually get a little bit more official information about Acer and their lineup, because that's going to be new to me, having come back after a decade away from them in a way. So I can't tell you exactly. I do know they lead a lot of them commercial as well too. I know a bit about HP because I had a bit of chat with the HP rep there, but I'm going to try and find Acer rep to have a chat with, so I can actually identify what's difference between them, all the different series, as well as if it's material wise, if it's security wise, what there is a difference for it. Just to let you know their Twilight, but at the moment I can't really tell you, and that's my honest opinion. At the moment it's too early. But I do know they do hold quite a bit of a market itself. I've seen them at Harvey Norman stuff, but I'd rather give you better information than actually just try and make something up for what it is. So I'm sorry, I've had to delay that question, answering that question at the moment there, Twilight and Light. So sorry about that. I'm also learning about the Asus ones as well too, because they had what was that? I forgot the name of it. They've got some live streaming at the moment through the Taiwan conference at the moment, and watching some of the announcements has been pretty cool. So I know Intel's made some announcements, AMD's made some. AMD was really nice announcements there. I know Nvidia made some announcements as well too, and I'm pretty excited on a few ends on a few things. So a few gears are happening. I haven't actually got any new computers since then, but that's because I've got a few things other gearing up for a few things that's going to be exciting for the next month or two in a way. So definitely for sure we'll get things going. Now, so that's my first part of the stream there. So if you guys got more questions about anything, shoot them in through the chat. Did any of you guys, I know I was just trying to remember what was the name of that Such for C. It will come back to me. I've been so blurred out. But have any of you guys been watching any of the live streams or announcements from the major manufacturers over at trying to find what's the name of the call. You guys would probably, if you are watching it, shoot, what's the name? I forgot. It starts with a C. It's over in Taiwan at the moment. I've got a mental blank. But yeah, those ones there, they're making some good announcements. The one that made me really like, oh yeah, Intel did have some sort of Beast Nook. I've got to look at, no, sorry, Beast Canon. I'm going to try and see if I can talk to Intel about getting that on my channel. You've seen me do the Ghost Canon, which was the new Nook. That was about a 1 liter one. I think they've actually improved on that one there, which actually has, I think they made it 8 liters instead of 1 liter, but they can also put a big card in there, so that'll be kind of good. So that was Intel. AMD is cool. AMD at the moment has got announcements of a whole bunch of, so they're going to put a lot of their 6,000 mobile chips into their laptops, as well as the APUs in there. A few announcements on how they run a few things as well too, on more compatibility with older computers, hardware, to give you better gaming performance. But that's gaming performance. I actually want to see the professional side thing, and that will be coming soon as well too. So that's in the works. So that's AMD. Nvidia, I haven't had time to look at it. It's on my, I've watched about half of it. I haven't watched the other half of what's happening with Nvidia at the moment. So for sure, Computex, that's it. Thanks for that, Lawrence, and thanks for joining me as well too. Computex, that's it. Remember how I said see in Taiwan. Mental blank. Wednesday nights, that's it. That's about it. Let's go. Omar, thanks for love your video. Why don't you do videos about monitors, keyboards, mouses? Those interfaces matter more for most people than internals. Okay. So I have looked at monitors. Now, monitor market there's actually a lot of people who do monitors, and I was looking at doing monitors for a bit of time. I was actually looking at something a little bit bigger than just the monitors. I was actually looking at video conferencing monitors, the really large ones, like 40-inch pluses, and ones where you'll take them to like a conference room where you can actually do touch and stuff like that. Now, I asked a few manufacturers. Unfortunately, it's extremely hard to get those on review loans, which is what I do. I actually don't buy any of the computers or anything, so I actually borrow from the manufacturers, and then after I finish with them, I actually send them back to the manufacturers. Now, a lot of those really big ones are not, they don't really make that available, because it's quite simple. It's such a small, it's a small market on search, but there is a big market on, and I'm sure I just got to keep making big business cases to try and see if I can get some in for those big monitors there. So I want to try and do the big monitors, because I find there's not much information about those. Now, as for the smaller monitors, I think there's a number of channels, and one of the ones I really love watching is the Hardware Unbox. They do monitors fantastic, and I'm not into, let's say I'm not into it. I'm not even got the knowledge that they do. I'm actually learning from them as well too. So monitors is something I haven't really engaged properly into. I've done 1 or 2 unboxings of monitors, but really in terms of actually reviewing, all I can really do reviewing wise is review in user interface wise. I know some people do want to see the refresh rates. They want to see the drop-off light bleeds as well too, as well as the color calibration as well, which I can do. But I think it takes a lot of my time already, and that's one of the things that I've been thinking about doing and also not doing. But because I'm taking on more gaming computers these days, for the other work, so I've decided might just drop. I have to drop something, because this is not my full-time job. I actually have a full-time job as well, so I have to drop something to put in something. So I've decided just to keep in like desktop and laptop computers, and I might continue doing docks to actually find solutions for docks, because I think that's probably it. As for keyboards and mouses, the same idea. There's these peripherals. I think there's a lot of channels covering these things already, so I'm trying to cover things that aren't covered, because that was the main reason why actually when I started this channel, was actually covered information of stuff that most people don't cover. So a lot of people don't really cover the business laptops, and that's what I'm trying to do, cover business laptops. Although the gaming laptops, a lot of people covered the gaming laptops, but I know people buy the gaming laptops for the business use, and they are interested in that sort of things anyway. So just to let you guys know. Thanks for Patrick for telling me Computex as well too. But yes, does that kind of help you out on what I'm trying to give a direction of the channel? Just because I'm trying to get more information that isn't being covered, rather than, I know there's a lot of channels that cover all those peripherals in a way. I know it if I do cover it, it probably wouldn't make my channel boost up like insanely quickly, but it's something I'm not like running into. I'm not watching my subscriber count. I'm just doing the videos because I find those videos are helpful for the people who just don't find information about it anyway. So that's kind of my idea on how the channels work anyway. So hope that helps there, and I hope that kind of gives you a bit of idea what I'm doing with the channel, right? Okay, Twilight, new Stig G15 laptop Radeon gaming. Yeah, is the interest of you? You're very close to the yes, it is. That one there, I have actually asked AMD. I think AMD have sent me. They're getting a few Asus Stig computers because I'm interested in that mobile 6000 in that one there. So one I'm expecting maybe sometime soon. So that'll be good. I'll be able to test that out for you as well too. So I have got something in the works for that one there. Okay, what about the Samsung 49-inch? I've seen that 49-inch. It is a big whopper. I think in a business sense, 49. Do you guys see 49 in a business world? I don't see much. Maybe in the people who do stock trading, but 49 inches. It's mostly people who like at home who do use the 49 inches. I've been told 49 inches, not really in the ultra wide. I know people who do 40, like around about the 40 inch, because I was talking to Zen Space Desk who do the mounting points. And they said usually the aspect ratio of the ones that they sell a lot are the people who do more of the like this your 4:3 aspect ratio or something similar to that, more of a TV style anyway. And they would actually do it in multiple to try and get a big sort of table. Sorry, what's the word is again? It is matrix, display matrix in there. So that's kind of something a little bit different, and that's also what I was looking at, is those big monitors like that to put in those. I'm now, I think the other one I'm looking really interested in is about the 38 inches as well too, because those can put it into matrix as well too, just there. But yeah, definitely, I'll just have a read of what this Home Office. Yeah, Home Office for 49. I'll see what I can do. I'll be interested in to see what those ones can do. So I'll see what I can do for you, Patrick, because I just like yourself. Instead of 2 to 3 separate monitors, I myself prefer that 34 inch because I don't like the two 24s or two 27s anyway. Same idea. I like having one display as well, so I can understand the need for the 49s anyway. So maybe I'll look into it, see if I can get any of the 49s in at all. It's gonna be hard. I got to look for Samsung's. I don't think I've got a supply for Samsung, so I'm gonna have to see if I can touch some hands and see what I can do anyway. So yes. Blue Nix, g'day Blue Nix 99, and thanks for joining me. Thanks for your videos on different subjects, on any updates on the M1 dual output, any chance of software updates support. Now, I have been talking to a few people in the industry. I don't think it seems to be a hardware limitation on the M1. I know there's an Apple event very soon, and maybe the M1X, maybe. I don't know. I haven't got any leaks. I haven't got any extra information, but that's the rumors. Maybe the X1X may be announced for that one there. We don't know. And I'm hoping they may fix this whole dual output. But if you've got an M1 at the moment, I don't see that being fixed at all. I don't think that it's going to be fixed by any firmware update neither as well too. So I think we're stuck in the shitter for that one there. So if you're got an M1, if you're looking for a dock for it, just keep looking for any docks that support display link drivers, so you can actually do that software and render encoding for that one there. So most of the display link docks will actually do it. So there's other few ones like I've got a few on my channel already, which is the Dell D600 6000. There's the Lenovo what was the USB-A, the universal one. I think I've got one. I've got one running around here somewhere. There's another one here. I've got it here, which I was going to do a video about, which was the Taurus Dock 310. That's also a display link. I've been using that a lot for a lot of 4K dual display for the M1s. That one, so I'm going to try and create a video. I'm also going to try and create an update video of the display link drivers install, and also how to run it, and just a few things with probably the Taurus one anyway, just to have a bit of update, because it has changed since 2 years ago, how when I first did those videos anyway. So just to give you an idea. Now, so let's have a look. I hope that answers your question there, Blue Links. Okay, speaking of accessories, the MSI Libera seems like a good hand restriction impaired view for long term. Oh, I have to have a look at that one. I don't know that one very well. I don't know MSI very well neither. I got two MSI from Intel, and I have to have a play with the MSI computers there. So I'll have a look at that after the stream. So it looks interesting to see what they can do to help with the impaired vision impaired. I've helped a few people who have vision impairment, and wow, the software of those is insane for it. One of the ones I played was Fusion, it's called, and that one, yeah, does a lot of magnification and stuff. That's insane. But yeah, the price for that software was really crazy too. But yeah, so I'll have a look on that, what that MSI Liberator is as well after the stream anyway. Okay, Patrick, I just want to test for productivity, coding, writing reports for large ultra screen versus multiple monitors. You know what, Patrick? Just to let you know, I think you'd be better off with one display as well, just like me, because I do video editing, and I'm doing a lot of multi-screen as well too. And I find having one large screen and multiple screens a lot better. And you can, and a lot of most of the really large screens have these softwares that help you with the hot snapping of the windows if you really run those ones there. So I find having one display really good in a way as well too. So yeah, I'm with you on that one there, Patrick. I think having one display is just nicer than having 2 or 3 monitors. Probably would cost you a lot more, but hey, if you're in the market for one and you're professional, I think you find that will be a lot. It's worth its investment, let's just say. Omar, thank you. I've been bringing your videos. Thank you very much. It's good to see that you're liking them as well too. So I'm just looking down here. Sven, Serge, great content in town. Do you make a review video of the 40? Yes, the 54 latitude. Sorry, the latitude 5420. I filmed it all. I am now just editing it, really. It's on my bucket list to edit. It's the next one to edit, actually. I'm right now editing, and I'm just being lazy, not late. I've been doing a lot of other stuff as well, too. I'm currently meant to have uploaded the Latitude 7320 video, which is currently around about 70% finished editing. After that finishes and uploaded, I'm editing the 5420 Latitude. I am hoping I have enough time to get it out by this week, the 5420. That's my aim. But if I am late, I'm sorry about that. But that's my works in the 5420 for that one there. But the 5420 is it's a workhorse computer, so you'll see a lot of them running around. So if you are in the market for one, if your work is asking for you that, I actually would like to find out, are you in the market for that 5420? If you have another one that you've been asked if you want to look at, just shoot in the chat, and I'll have a quick comparison just to give you some ideas on what I feel about it, because I've got a good idea about the 5420 anyway. All right, thanks. It will be great. Okay, blue tips. Okay, thanks. Appreciate the clarification. We'll have a look at the display. Yes, do have a look at a few. There's a few of them anyway. Also, with the display link docks, they must have the sticker on to the dock, physical sticker on the dock itself, so you can actually tell it's a display link driver. And if you're looking on Amazon or other websites, in the support part, it will tell you it requires installation of the display link drivers in ways, just to let you know. So that's one easy way to find it and guarantee that you've got a display link dock in way. So there. All right, now thanks, but it's an expensive investment. If I don't like one screen, yeah, it is an investment. Have you ever used one's display? I'm currently using one. I love the 34 so much that I actually got another one. I don't want to go back to a 2 display. That extra bezel I find is quite annoying, but it's more for spreadsheets. You'll find them really nice for spreadsheets. The really wide, the ability to go wide without having that bezel in the middle is fantastic, and that's the reason why I've stick with the 34s. Anyway, 34s, you can get them decently priced. What's really interesting while we're on the and I'm just going to give you my thoughts because I just bought another 34-inch, which was a VA monitor. Normally I get the IPS monitors for, and having a look between the difference between the VA display panel and IPS, wow, it's a huge difference. Although I got that VA very cheap, it was a budget monitor for 34, just because I wanted the non bezel. I find, wow, the contrast is very different, and also the color is so different on the VA monitors compared to the IPSs in a way. So having them side to side is like, wow, okay, that's a huge difference. If you had the money, I know IPSs are expensive, and also that that VA monitor, I might do a review on that because I didn't find any reviews for that particular monitor. It was around about $500 Australian, which is what I got, which was the Asus one. Anyway, turns out that was a flat screen. I didn't even look at it. I just bought it because it was 500. Oh yeah, 534-inch. Give it a go. Yeah, that was a flat screen, and I'm used to the curved screen for the 34s. I can definitely tell you, if you have a curved screen versus a flat screen for a 34 and above, it makes a huge difference. Looking at a 34 flat screen, it feels like it's convex, and it feels wonky. When it's curved, it feels more flat properly for your eyes when you're looking at it. But for a flat 34 or larger, it basically looks like convex to you, so it's a bit wonky in a way. So I would probably, if I could return that monitor, I would, but I don't think I'll be able to return it because the next one above that is around about $800, and they don't have anything in stock for it. So I'm gonna might have to live with that $500 thing. But yeah, if you had the option for it, flat or curve, definitely go with the curve. It's worth its investment. It's going to help your eyes for a long-term run anyway. So and also if you can IPS versus VA, again, if you've got the money for it, go with IPS, no questions asked. It is a huge difference in terms of colors and contrast for me. I changed it. I'm going to try and color calibrate that VA monitor. I don't think it's going to do any better in a way, just to let you know. But yeah, so that's a tip I can give you for 30 on the large monitors for that over there. So cool. All right, no, if you guys got any questions, anything else besides that, I will. Oh yeah, have you guys watched any part of the Computex? Anything interested that you might be interested? I know, and I haven't watched fully the NVIDIA one, and I'm interested to see what they've got to announce. As I'm only halfway through their presentation at the moment, watching the presentation. I've been doing other stuff as well too, so I haven't fully watched it all, but because the first part was pretty boring. There's a lot of stuff where they're just talking about their business stuff, and that's about it. So nothing really announcements anyway for that one there. But if you guys know anything about it, shoot them there, because I'm watching the stream for it with PC World, because I enjoy just having the extra people watching that as well, time as well too. So anyway, I'll just have a check if there's anyone else got any questions or anything like that. If not, I'll call it a night, and I'll go back to video editing really, to that Latitude 7320. Now I also got that. This is one of the other things as well. This Latitude 7320 detachable. I wish they actually gave a new name to this rather than call it 7320, because that's very confusing. Having a detachable, and it's very different to the normal 7320. It's very different. It's not the same thing. Even though it carries the same name, it's a very different computer in a way. So that's one thing I would like, if either they gave it a new name, like either a 6320 or something like that, would be nice, just to give it a, or they can keep it back to the 5320. No, 5320 would be very confusing as well, because they may have they've got a 5320 as well too. Maybe like start a new number. If they want to. This is a very confusing one, but don't ever get this confused. This detachable 7320 with this normal 7320, it's a completely, utterly different beast. Well, not all a beast, but completely different, utterly different computer than the 7320 anyway. So, and also I know Lawrence has got that 75. Sorry, 7520. That one's been at the moment, I've just got Dell gave me an update on that one there for you, Lawrence. That one's currently been already made, and it's currently in Sydney at the moment. So I'm hoping that would arrive sometime either end of this week or could be started next week when I actually get that Latitude 7520, so I can actually tell you about that silence thing anyway. So Dell gave me an update on the how that's coming along for that one there. Awesome. And also the Precision 70, Precision, I got that Precision, which one was that? 3420, is it 3420? I can't remember, or 3460, I can't remember what it was. Having played with that, that's been really good. That's a nice little slimline one. I don't think I've got a picture of it. It might be in my Instagram anyway, for those one there. But yeah, anything else? If not, I'm going to call it a night and pretty much get back to editing. While I'm at it, how are you guys all doing anyway? You guys feeling safe as well? Or I know I haven't actually watched the news. I think Melbourne got extra lockdown. They got extended. If anyone's going there, my hearts go out to you, and hopefully it gets done so as well too. So yeah. If not, I'm going to call it a night, and we'll call it a thanks. Yep. All right, guys. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good night all around the world. If you're afternoon or morning, have a good one, and I'll guys catch you in the next video, guys. See ya.